coach. He's going to make an opening statement, and then use the raise your hand function. We'll get to as many questions as we can. Coach, go ahead.
Well, I think that we had a very productive spring. I think now's the time in the locker room after the A-Day game that you say to everybody, look, it's time for us to come together and become a team. No offense, no defense, no crimson, no white. And everybody's got to create winning habits. You know, you don't want to introduce any habits in your life that aren't going to be productive for you. Your behavior is a habit, and we want our guys to have winning habits. This is the time of the year, you know, there's hard times in football, fall camp, off-season program, spring practice. All right, then there's times where you got to finish school. All right, you're going to work out in a little lighter pace over May, get some time to recover, rehab, get some guys healthy. And then when we come back and start summer school, then, you know, we're sort of grinding again. So, and I think the individuals on the team make a decision of what their habits are going to be. They're going to have winning habits or losing habits. Buy into what you need to do to be a team. Play like we need you to play, with effort, toughness, discipline to do your job. And so I think that's the time. The game today, obviously we had significant number of starters, significant number of players who were out today for medical reasons. And so I don't think you can get a total assessment on those guys who didn't play, but it was a great opportunity for some of the guys who got to play a lot more today than if everybody would have been able to play, you know, in the game. So, but for the most part, we didn't have any issues all spring long, so we made a lot of progress. And, you know, I'm not satisfied with where we are. We have a lot of work to do as a team, but certainly looking forward to taking every opportunity that we have to improve our team and continue to improve our players. So, you know, it was a fun game, and we made a lot of mistakes, dropped balls, turnovers, had a couple explosive plays called back because of pre-snap penalties, illegal formation, covering up people. I mean, these are all things that can get fixed, but there was a lot of good things out there as well.
Okay, we'll get things started with Michael Casagrande.
Yeah, I know some of you guys might ask about the players in the game, but you almost got taken out on one of those interception returns. What was that moment like for you? What's going through your mind when you see those guys coming at you?
Well, you know, basically the players know that if they run into me, it's very similar to running into the goalpost. So it's not a good choice and decision for them. So they usually avoid, you know, me. And I wear a jacket like this so they can really see where I am for their safety, not really for mine. So, you know, they all avoided. You know, it shows athleticism on their part, and it also showed their respect for player safety by not running into me.
We'll go to Aaron Suttles.
What have you seen from Jai Hall this spring, and is today's performance indicative of how he's performed through 15 practices and scrimmages?
Well, I think that, you know, he's a young player. He's getting better every day, and I think that he has a lot of ability. I think that he's not 100% sure sometimes of what he's doing. So to get him to play fast all the time is something that he wants to do, and he naturally does. But like any player, most of the time when they're not sure what they're doing, they're not playing fast. And he has made significant improvement throughout the spring, and he's someone that we think has a lot of potential. He makes a lot of contested catches. He's got great size. He's got really some explosive speed that I think, you know, we need Mechie out there and some guys to complement, you know, John Mechie when he gets back. So, you know, we're pleased with his progress, and he had a very good spring.
Go to Charlie Potter.
Hey, Coach. All spring, you've kind of mentioned how Bryce has been able to manage the offense. Just what do you think of the way he was able to do that today?
I think he did a good job today. I think that probably in a game like today, there's a lot more drop-back passes just by the way you sort of plan the game. You have a minimal number of plays that you're going to run in the game. So Probably some of the issues that we have in the offensive line with guys missing, the pocket collapses on him, and he was in some tough situations relative to that. But I think he's done a really good job all spring. We continue to work on, him kind of having a presence out there that affects other people in a positive way. And I think he's starting to get more and more respect from the other players by the way he plays. But every scrimmage we had, he performed very, very well. And I thought he performed well today. I think, sometimes when quarterback's a hard position to play when the people around you don't play well. So, he had some opportunities that he couldn't take advantage of because of the pressure he got in the pocket.
We'll go to Joe Goodman.
Hey, Nick, just wanted to say, first off, immensely enjoyed the pink suit. As far as the game went, Chris Owens returned for his 6th season this year, and I guess it kind of speaks to what you were saying at the beginning of the news conference. What does he mean for the team? And then secondly, what does his dedication to his education mean to you?
Well, I think that Chris has demonstrated a lot of positive leadership. He's the one guy in the offensive line that has significant experience besides Evan Neal. And, he plays center, which the nature of the position really requires, some leadership. And he's done a great job of that. The fact that he's a very good student and he has a lot of respect for his education, I think, is something that we certainly respect in every one of our players. We tell all of our players, you're here to prepare yourself for the day you can't play football. And Chris probably has an opportunity, if he has a great year next year, to create some value for himself as a player, but he certainly set himself up nicely for his future when he doesn't play football.
Go to Cecil Hurt.
Coach, what kind of options offensively does having 2 tight ends, Gillickley and Latu, who both seem to have had really productive spring for these productive days? How does that fit into your offense and what you want to do?
Well, I think that all the years we've been here, we've done what our players can do. So, when we had great wideouts, we played 3 wideouts more. When we had really good tight ends, we had tight ends in the game. And I think, Latu certainly had an outstanding spring. He had a drop or 2 today, but he made some really good catches, and he's made some good catches throughout the spring. Jaleel is a very talented player who can make plays. So to use those guys relative to what they can do and how they can help us offensively, I think is, what we always want to try to do. Assess what players that we have and what can we do to help those players be most successful in terms of how we feature them. We've always, tried to do that on offense. I think defense, you've heard me say this before, you play a system on defense because you have to adapt to so many things. And offensively, you're always trying to adapt the system, in which we have a lot of versatility in our system, to feature the players that we have. And certainly these 2 tight ends are guys that shown a lot of promise this spring.
We'll go to Vendant.
Hi, Coach. This is Vedant Gupta, the 14-year-old president of Global Kid Media, and I had a question about your journey. You've obviously done a lot, and that includes going to Michigan State, where my dad recruited you to talk to the NBA students, to last year when we crossed paths and I tried to interview at Orlando at the Citrus Bowl. Throughout it all, you've won championships. I want to know, what is the future in the next decade for this Alabama team? Will Coach Saban be with them? And what is the future of Coach Saban?
Yeah, well, Coach Saban's here as long as Coach Saban can make a contribution to the team in a positive way. And that's my commitment to the organization, the university, and the players. If I felt like I couldn't do the job for whatever reasons, then I think it would be time for somebody else to do it. So that answers that question. I don't have a crystal ball. And the way I try to approach things is very process-oriented. Okay, what do we need to do tomorrow, the next day, and the day after to continue to make progress and make good choices and decisions about what we do with our team, our roster, how we develop the players that we have, how we recruit players that are going to help us in the future. So all those things are a work in progress on a daily basis. And, we like to focus on not the outcome necessarily, but all the things we need to do to get the outcome, and we're going to stay focused on that as much as we can.
Okay, last question was Stephen.
Coach, we saw Chris Braswell step up there for Will Anderson. Where have you seen him improve the most this spring, Chris Braswell?
Yeah, Chris really did a nice job last year when he was on the scout team. Really made a lot of progress, showed some ability to pass rush, really challenged our offense on a daily basis. So we knew he was ready to step up and be a guy that we could count on and have a role for this year. And he did a nice job all spring long. I think he's got a much better grasp of the defense, the system, what his job is. And I think he'll be a guy that certainly add depth to that position, but I also think because of his pass rush ability, be a guy that we try to find a role for.
Okay, Coach, thanks for your time.
All right, thank you. I'd like to thank, all the folks that came out today, especially the students. I thought there was a great number of students there, today to support our team and also to support and their appreciation for the national championship team. As I said out there, I don't think that people really realize all the disruptions that team had to overcome, and they never skipped a beat. They handled it better than anybody else. They continue to improve. It was almost like, so what's next? Whether we had a game canceled, we had coaches not there, I wasn't there, really didn't matter. They had a great sense of purpose. We had great leadership on that team, and it's something special, and I hope people certainly have an appreciation for that and don't take it for granted. And I certainly appreciate all the people that came out today to honor that team and support our players this year. Thank you.
Thanks, Coach. We'll be back with a couple of players here in just a second.
And for a question, Tony, you can start.
Yeah, to Jaylen and to Jordan, how hard is it to stop the two running backs, Jace McClellan and Roydell Williams, just not only on the ground, but what they can do in the receiving game as well?
They're both great running backs. They have great balance in running the ball. They have speed and power, and they both low to the ground, so it makes them a little hard to tackle. But overall, they're both great players. They're going to be great players for us in the future.
I think, both of them, like you said, is great players, and, they're very hard to tackle, and they very explosive in the pass game as well. So, I'm looking forward to see what they got to do in the upcoming season.
Charlie Potter, you're next.
Yeah, for Slade, just how have you seen Bryce Young kind of progress over the course of the spring, and what do you think of the job he did out there today leading the offense?
I think Bryce has put in a lot of effort this spring and just understanding the offense and trying to improve on himself and, also bringing the offense together. He's shown some leadership skills. He's also done a great job of executing on the field. And I think there were some plays that, we would like to have back, but overall I thought we executed very well as an offense. And I thought Bryce did well as well.
Aaron Suttles, go ahead.
This is for Slade. What have you seen from G Hall this spring? The way he did today, was that sort of indicative of how he's performed this spring?
The thing with Jai is like he comes to practice every day. He's wanting to work. He has a will to learn. He always puts in the right effort at practice, and I think putting that kind of effort has helped him to understand the concepts, knowing what to do, and it was a lot easier concepts a day, so he could just go out there and play fast and confident. And I thought he did a great job.
Mike Rodak, you're next.
For Slade again, sorry, but just asking about Trayshawn Bolden and just kind of how he's progressed since last season and the job he did out there today.
Yeah, I think Trey's continuing to work hard. I think he's starting to understand what we expect from him, and he's done a good job putting in the work, and he had a good day today, and I hope he continues to do that, and I think he's going to be good for us in the future.
Stephen M. Smith, go ahead.
This was for Jaylen. You had Deontay Lawson playing next to you. How has he grown throughout the spring, and what impresses you about his game?
Deontay Lawson, man, he's, you know what I'm saying, a freshman that just came in here. He been improving a lot, you know, been learning, been making tremendous improvement every day, coming to work every day, asking all the questions that he need to make sure that he learned the playbook. And, you know, you've seen it today, you know what I'm saying, he made a couple plays out there. And, you know, like I said, you know what I'm saying, he's going to keep improving. We're going to, you know what I'm saying, keep growing so that we can have him ready for the upcoming season.
Casagrande, you're next.
Yeah, for the defensive guys, I don't know if you guys are out there when there's interception return, Saban's kind of getting in the way. How do you guys try to avoid him? Is that something you try to stay away from him in the 8A games when the ball's in play?
Yeah, you see, he was a little too clean out there with the little pink on. He was the only guy out there. He said he was the only guy out there with class. So we try not to hit him, keep him clean out there for sure.
Charlie Potter, you're next.
And just for Jaylen, going back to some of the younger linebackers, Chris Braswell got an opportunity with you guys today. Just what have you seen from him this spring and in today's spring game?
Bradwell, you know, Bradwell been doing good out there at the outside backer. You know, he been learning as well. You know what I'm saying, asking all the necessary questions that he had with his coaches. I see him come in every day to work, practice, working hard, and, you know, he been improving. And so we just hope that he keep improving and look forward to what he's doing in the summer.
Vendank Gupta, go ahead.
Yeah, this is Vedant, the 14-year-old president of Global Kid Media. Jaylen, it's great catching up with you and your dad a couple years ago in Orlando. I wanted to ask about the evolution. You've obviously gotten better, getting fumble recoveries. All of you continue to grow under Coach Saban. Talk about the process, being able to sit up here now as a leader and looking back on the process to get to here. Talk about that journey a little bit.
I mean, it's definitely been a journey, but, you know, like I said before, I stayed the course, you know, kept working, asking all the necessary questions I need to make sure that I improve and put myself in the right position to be in this opportunity now. And, you know, you get a chance to see it. And so I'm trying to keep improving, keep getting better, and, you know, whatever that takes me.
All right, guys, we got time for 3 more. Edwin Stanton, go ahead.
Hey, guys, just want to get y'all's opinion on the defensive performance today. What did y'all like? What did you not like?
Don't know. Repeat the question.
What did you guys like about the defensive performance
Today?
What you like, didn't like?
Want to go first? I'll go.
What did you like defensive performance today, and what did you not like about it?
I thought the twos, you know what I'm saying, did really good. You know, playing against the 1-0, they held their own. And, you know, like I said before, I thought the defense did straight. You know, we still got some things to work on and improve on to become a better and a complete defense. But, you know, I thought today was a good coming out, showing everybody what we have improved and learned over the spring. And, you know, we're looking forward to improving and learning so we can get better in the summer for the upcoming season.
I feel the defense did pretty good today. Obviously we had a couple guys out with some issues, but we had guys step in. They did a pretty good job today. You know, we had to be more vocal. You know, lead them, get them on the same page as the guys who's been playing. It was a little rough at first, but they got it and they got comfortable, and it looked pretty good towards the end.
Jacob Harrison, you're next.
This one's for Jordan. Kool-Aid McKinstry. What have you seen out of him throughout the spring? He got the interception today. How do you think he performed out there, even with the Jai Hall having the day he had?
Strictly improvement. Every day we come in meetings, Coach Saban on him about him squatting his feet, you know, getting better, and he takes it and he feeds off of it. And you can see it every day in spring practice, him getting better, trying to correct his technique out there. And today it showed that it improved, and he made a lot of plays out there, and we love him. Bright future.
Aaron Suttles, go ahead.
He took my question. I'm good.
All right, guys, thank you for joining us. That's it for today's media.